Good morning students, I welcome you for today's class. Today we learn the last two topics of this lesson, that is political parties. In our previous class we learned about the national political parties, about all 6 recognized national political parties we learned. Today these two topics, with this we conclude this lesson. That is, first one is challenges to political parties. What are the challenges the political parties face in their functioning? And last one is how can parties can be reformed. These are the two topics that we learn in today's class. And the challenges that they face, there are 4 main challenges. First one is, that is lack of internal democracy. Second one is dynastic succession, and third one is money and muscle power, and fourth one is parties do not offer meaningful choices. These are the 4 challenges mainly the political parties face. First challenge we study in detail, that is lack of internal democracy. Now when we speak about lack of internal democracy, within the party they lack or they miss something which they have to do it. That is what we say, lack of internal democracy. Now which are the things they miss within the party? That is, first one we can say, that is power is in the hand of the few persons in the parties. There are so many people in the parties who are able, who can perform better than the party leaders, but then this does not take place because the power is within the hands of the few persons. They control the power, they don't give up the power to the other hands. And second one is no meetings are held, no regular meetings. When meetings are taking place, they discuss for the better performance of the parties, but that does not take place. And third one is no membership register. Though the parties are functioning, many parties are there, but they do not have any membership register. They do not practice keeping the register of a membership or a record of the membership. And next one is no internal election. Whom the party wants, only they are on the top official positions. Others do not get any chance to be elected to the top officers because no internal election is there. All those hold power, they continue to exercise power for many years. And next one is no access to information. Now ordinary members of the parties, it is the citizens who support the parties. Now these citizens, these members do not get any information about the functioning of the party, what is taking place, what their performance for the next election, nothing. They don't get any details. And also they do not, as a result what happens, they do not have the opportunity to influence in the decision making of the parties. These are the things when we speak about lack of internal democracy within the parties. These things when takes place, then the challenges to the parties will be less and they can perform better, but this does not take place because of these challenges. And second one is dynastic succession. When we speak about dynastic succession, why this is happening? Because there is no open or transparent of funding or other things, because they keep something secret, they don't give out the news out. Therefore what happens, it is mostly the party have the top leaders as their own close members, or it is within the family members. They don't share this power to other people because of there is no open and transparent the functioning of the party. So this is next challenge. And also it is, as a result what happened, the top officers are in the hands of the few family members. And when we speak about this dynastic succession, it is not a positive point for the party or for a democracy. It is a negative point for the democracy. And when we see this is practiced all over the world wherever democracy is there. It is not only in India, but it is all over the world. And when there is transparent, then automatically the challenge will be becoming better functioning of the party. And third point, which is that is money and muscle power. Now when we speak about money and muscle power, it is fully visible during the time of election. Now what is the aim of any party? The aim of any party is they wanted to win the election. To win the election, what do? They adopt any shortcut method. So during the election, what happens? It is the nomination given to those candidates, only those who can raise money, because they wanted to win the election. Now in the democracy, what happens? Mostly those criminals and others, they get the nomination to the candidates. Therefore it is lot of negative points enters into the democracy. And there is rich and the big companies, they influence the political parties because of this lot of money and muscle power. Only to win the election, they don't see the party performance is more important in a democracy than the money and other things that matters. So this is the third challenge for a political party. And the fourth challenge is parties do not offer meaningful choices. Now when we speak about meaningful choices, many of the parties, they don't differ in their ideologies. The ideology which they have, it is more or less same. When the citizens or the party members, those who support us, want to have more choice to prefer the candidates, it does not take place. And in the recent years, we come to observe there is more decline in their ideologies. Most of the parties, they have the same ideology, only their functioning becomes little different. Therefore there is no meaningful choices. In this they have given an example in your book, that is the Labour Party and the Conservative Party in Britain. Both the parties agree with the constitutional functioning, but only they differ, the implementation of the policy, they differ. Therefore there is no choice that the people can select the party and give their vote. There is no meaningful choices. These are the four challenges. First one is lack of internal democracy, second one is dynastic succession, and third one is money and muscle power, and fourth one is parties do not offer meaningful choices. And the last topic in this lesson is how can parties reformed? Okay, these are the challenges which they face. Now if you want to reform the parties, what can be done? If the parties want to be reformed, they can do it, but many times it does not take place. So some of the steps taken to reform the parties, which are these steps, that is just 4 points are there, that is defection, affidavit, organizational meetings, and file income tax return. Now first, when we speak about defection, what is this defection? Defection means any candidate, one who is getting elected in a party, what happens? Later, some months, what do? In order to get a post of a minister or in order to get money, what do? They change the parties. Now, these changing the parties, what happens? There is no meaningful choices. To stop this defection, what did they do? They have amended the constitution that anyone who is getting elected in one party and changes the party later, they will lose their seat in the legislature. That is what one of the amendment taken, that to reform the party. And second one is affidavit. When we speak about affidavit, before the election, when they are filing the nomination, what they have to do? They file an affidavit. In this affidavit, they give all the information about their properties and also criminal cases, record of criminal cases. This has to be filed before, then only they will be given the nomination for the candidates to fight the elections. Now, this is another reformation which is done by the Supreme Court. Now, they are doing it, but then whatever details that they are giving, whether it is right or wrong, there is no other source to check it. Therefore, how far it is helping in the reformation of the party is a question mark. And third one is, that is organizational meetings and file income tax return. Now, this is Election Commission has put a condition that any candidates who are filing for the nomination to fight the election, what they have to do, they have first have the organizational meeting within their party itself. They should have regular meetings. And second condition that they have put is that they should file income tax return. Then only they will be given the ticket for the party nomination to fight the election. These are the three things for reforming the party. First one is, that is constitutional amendment is made to check the defection. And second one is, it is the Supreme Court has put forward that any candidate, they should first file an affidavit. And third one is, they should have organizational meeting. Any parties, they should have organizational meeting, and they should discuss and decide things. And also it is compulsory that they file income tax return. And some of the suggestions are there. What are these suggestions? They have given suggestion, in any parties, they should, in a country, democratic country, there should be some laws for the parties where they should have regular meetings and open sharing, open discussion, open election of the top leaders in the party. All these, it should take place. And also they should maintain a membership register. When these done, then there will be more better performance of the any parties for the good of the citizens. And second suggestions that they have put forward is, that is 1/3 of the seat should be reserved for women, that women's participation will be more. When the women also share in the decision makings, then the challenges which the parties face or the performance of the parties will be improved. And third one is funding of election. Now, when we speak about during the election, it is lot of money and muscle power matters. So, to bring down this case, what did they suggest? They are suggesting about the funding of election. That is, the government should contribute for the fighting the elections. It is not the candidate itself. Now, this contribution from the government side would help any citizens to file nomination for the candidate. Otherwise, it is only limited to the rich, and those who are supported by the rich people, they can file the nomination for the candidates. So, that will be stopped, and this funding can be from the government. Either it can be kind or it can be cash, both it can be. Now, these are the steps which can be taken to reform the parties. And also, when these parties do not reform what the citizens are given, there are some other points that is given. The citizens can agitate, make movements, pressure groups. Now, when these things are taking place, when the party does not reform, what will happen? Automatically, citizens will withdraw the support. When they have, the parties have the fear of the withdrawal of the citizen, then automatically they will think of reforming the parties. Therefore, these are some other steps which can be followed to reform the parties. And these steps parties have not accepted so far for reforming their parties. Therefore, citizens can adopt these measures to reform the parties. When the parties are reforming, then it is better than bad performance. They will rise to the better performance in any democracy, and it will help the democracy. Okay, now I come to the conclusion of this lesson. You read the lessons for your objective type questions and do your work whatever is sent. Thank you, students.